Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Check it out with Carmella T. I want to introduce you to this adorable little spring mossy gnome that I made. He's a little wood gnome and he's just 3 pieces. So you need 2 balls and you can make them any size. I made the balls the same size, the head and the body. So the head and the body, these are actually 2 balls that are joined, and then a smaller one for the nose, and that goes right smack in the middle of the ball that's sitting on the top for his head. And that is pretty much it. But I'm going to show you a couple techniques on how to attach these balls so that you're not taking the shape of the ball away or it making too many indentations. So let me show you how that's done, and then I'll show you the hat and the scarf I had made long ago for some other little gnomes I made, and we'll put those on this little guy with a pink beard, and I'll show you how to make that too, and that's super simple. But so the way I attached the nose, I'm just going to describe to you, is I took a web of wool, pulling it like that. That's a web. You can see through it. Kind of looks like a spider web. And I put it around the part I'm using for the nose. I put it around it like that, and all around it evenly. And then, so you know, you have your platform to put your needle felting on. And I put my item down. I'm going to show you here. And I simply I held the nose gently in place and just started to needle felt around it. I needle felted the web underneath the little ball, which is the nose. And I went all around like that. It's a beautiful way to keep it in shape. You're not really getting anything out of shape here. You're using your needle to maneuver your web, you know, to push your web around the nose so you can keep and needle felt a little bit. Push it, needle felt. Push it, needle felt. Okay. And you don't need to do this in an aggressive manner. Do it gently. You know, needle felting is actually a mindful skill. It's a mindful art skill. And I tend to go very, very fast, which I apologize for. I really do apologize, because when I go slower, I love it, because it is meditative. It really clears your mind. And if there's something positive you want to focus on, this is a wonderful practice, a wonderful way to do it. And you can breathe in and out in a meditative manner also, and really relax. So I went around and I just made sure this nose was in place. So that's my little gnome head. Now the gnome body, I made another ball. Now this is another method of attaching your needle felted pieces together. I left what they call a tail, a wool tail, and that is what I'm going to needle felt to the head. So that is going to be needle felted into the head. And very gently again, I'm just going to turn this upside down because I want to keep it in place. I can see my tail, it's sticking out, so I'm going to use my needle very gently to go around, and just a little bit underneath this ball that I am attaching, I am going to jab. And I don't need to do it. You know, actually, with needle felting, when you jab slowly, it hooks better. That is a fact. So sometimes I get awfully carried away and I may not be going too far in creating anything because the needle and the wool really like to be able to be joined in a manner that is complete. They don't like the quick jabbing. So that's a personifying the wool, but at the same time, this wool is really takes shapes on of its own, and I'm going to show you pieces later on to show you that. Now, I'll show you what I mean by that, because I'll have started a piece and I think I'm making one thing and then something else comes out. That happens a lot with me with art, and probably a lot of artists. Okay, so I feel like that's a good, like that's secure. And you got to do your little test, make sure that it's secure. Okay, now this gnome needs a beard. So the first thing, so what we're going to do is I'm picking something that, like this gnome, this beard is wool. I'm sorry, this beard is not wool. It's yarn, and it's not wool yarn, but it's a yarn that I'm going to show you what I did with it. I took yarn like this. This is a little bit less weight of a yarn I used, but it's going to work just fine anyway. So what I did is I just put it in a circle like this, and then I cut it, and I cut it again. Now, yarn is twisted together, so you can untwist it. And when you untwist it, the fibers become easier to actually needle felt. You can actually needle felt. If I leave it twisted like this, I'm not going to be able to needle felt it. So I'm just going to test this, because I want the beard is going to be up underneath, start around his nose, and let's see if it stays. Let's see if it actually goes, yes, that's going to stay. That's needle felted in, and that's going to stay. And you do your little pull test, that's fine. Don't like pull it really hard, you pull it out, but you do your little pull test. Now I have all of these, so what I want to do is I'm going to unravel them, and it doesn't take long at all. It really doesn't, because when you unravel one, you've got like 4 more strands. So you just keep placing them like that onto your gnome, onto your gnome's face. You're starting on the side of the nose, and you're going underneath the nose if you want to give your gnome a beard. And now I just want to show you. Look at the nice little crinkly effect of curls there. So I'm going to needle felt these in. A couple of jabs, that's all it is. That's all it is. And the gentler the better, because people think that it has to be wool to wool, or wool to cotton, or silk. There are synthetic fibers such as these that will needle felt in, and you can do little tricks of the trade like this, and make little gnomes, and add little decorations. There are many. There's fibers, fabrics is what I'm saying, that you can use to needle felt to wool also, and that falls in the area of nuno felting. And that's something else that I would love to show you I've done lots of Nuno felting, and that's falls in the category of wet felting, and it's beautiful, and it's so satisfying. So now this gnome, I'm going to trim his beard, even it out a little bit. I'm going to put his hat on, because the thing about gnomes is until you put their hats on, they're not done. You have to be able to see the nose, and you can see the nose with the hat on. Now this is just a demo, so this little guy, we're going to give him a scarf. And this scarf is going to come underneath his beard, because now this beard, we can make it thicker. We can add different colors to it. It doesn't have to be a pink little beard. And what you can do when you put the scarf on, too, when you put the scarf on, and you're getting him all set like that, and this one I need to add just a little bit more pink on the other side. But when you do that, you can actually take your needle, and you can needle felt, not as I'm holding it like this, but you can needle felt the scarf or the fabric that you've tied on into a little bit around, so that that is also secure. So I'm going to add a few more strands to this little guy. And so he has a nice full beard. And we're going to put his pink hat on. And he's celebrating spring. And that's why he's in pink and blue. He's like, hey, it's spring. It's gorgeous out. And today in Vermont, it's like 60 something out. So it feels great. This scarf, I may have tied it a little tight on him. And there we go. So this is a little spring gnome with this little scarf. And you can dress him. This one I had simply needle felted a piece of sweater, the same thing I sewed his hat on, and I needle felted it to the bottom, so it was flat. This one doesn't have a dress on or anything, or a sweater on, but they're about the same size, and they're really super cute. And so I hope that gives you some ideas and helps you with your needle felting a little bit. Please ask me questions. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy